are adopted. That will take us to item number 30. Item number 30 is a resolution related to the downtown Austin Community Court facilities. I'll recognize Councilmember Ryan Alter as the main sponsor of the item.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We've had some discussion about this, and what this item does is it starts the process. This is not the last time we are going to be discussing this, but what it will do is allow for us to make good on what we did this past year in expanding the jurisdiction of the Downtown Austin Community Court to be citywide. And one of the great things that the DACC does is provide not only those services for those who are criminally involved to clear that record or resolve that record, but they also provide other support services that are so crucial to this community and help individuals go from the streets into housing, and they have incredible success. And so these types of services are just not, we don't have enough of them, those providers and those locations throughout the city. District 5 has the only non-DACC walk-up navigation center in the entire city, and it is really put frankly quite burdensome on that neighborhood. It's across the street from elementary school and the park, and there are a lot of challenges with that particular site. And so what we're doing here today is saying, let's recognize the good work that all these organizations are doing and bring the services north, bring additional facilities south so that we can no longer have that burden on that neighborhood and meet people not only where they are, but bring the services they need. And I'm so pleased that we earlier passed Councilmember Harper Madison's expansion of the mobile court program, because that piece is crucial as well. And these fit, like I said the other day, hand in glove, because what you can do is have these sites, whether they are the launching point, the offices for the mobile court program, so they can be regionally divided and be able to get out into the community better, but they can also have the ability to pair with service providers and provide that type of mobile court connection to what's happening at the downtown location. So the Homeless Strategy Office has identified navigation-related services as a huge gap that we have in our system, and this helps address that gap and really brings those services to the city. So I am happy to either answer any questions, or I know other council members would like to speak. I guess I need to move.
Alter moves approval of item number 30. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Velasquez. Is there discussion on this item? Any further discussion? Yes, Councilmember Ellis.
Thank you. I had pulled this item. I know there's been conversation in the community just about, what is the future needs of the Downtown Austin Community Court. I am also excited that we were able to pass expanding the mobile court options for people, because I think that one's been very successful and is very cost effective at providing the services that people need. I'm less familiar with, trying to create more satellite locations and how that success is going to play out over the years. So I may just abstain on this one because I need to understand a little more of those details, but appreciate that lots of my colleagues are trying to solve this issue from various different angles. I'm just not familiar if I can get behind that is exactly the right way for us to move forward, but I may be the only one that feels that way, and I'm totally respectful of that.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thanks. Yeah, I am supportive of the mobile court funding, and I thank Councilmember Harper Madison for bringing that concept back to us to expand that program. I would rather see we focus on those efforts that move around the community with where the need is greatest, so that it can flex and move with the need, as opposed to trying to convince a neighborhood to add another facility in a neighborhood or adjacent to a neighborhood, which could replicate the concerns that we have right now in District 5. So I would like to see the funds expanded for the mobile court program, including maybe some of the monies that are contemplated for the brick and mortar. So, Mayor, I'll either vote no on this one or abstain. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, let me know.
Will do.
Councilmember Kelly, followed by Councilmember Allison Alter.
Yeah, I just want to thank Councilmember Ryan Alter for bringing this forward. I think it's really important that the services that we provide to the population that is serviced by the Downtown Austin Community Court are able to meet where the services are needed. And so expanding that to ensure that there are other locations is really important to me. I've always said that it is difficult for somebody with multiple complexities to be able to navigate to get to one location, and I see this expansion as a way to potentially meet additional individuals that need those services. So thank you for bringing that forward.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Allison Alter.
Thank you. I was just wondering if the DACC staff want to speak to this. I'm kind of where Councilmember Ellis is in that I'm not really sure that brick and mortar is the direction that is called for if we've gotten to that point after simply having 1 year of a pilot of the mobile DACC.
Please come forward.
Good afternoon, Robert Kingham, Court Administrator for the Downtown Austin Community Court. So to answer your question specifically, we have spent almost the last year collecting a lot of meaningful data that supports the mobile court operations and what we've been able to do there. We look forward to working and engaging with the Homeless Strategy Office and other stakeholders to determine and look at potential expansion opportunities and what that may look like. But currently, right now, we don't have the specific data like we do for mobile court regarding that. What I can say is before COVID, we were seeing about 20 individuals a day for our walk-in navigation services. And currently, right now, we're seeing upwards of 75 individuals a day. So the demand in services has increased over threefold in the last 3.5, 4 years. So from that standpoint, our data does align with what we hear and what we see in the community for need for navigation services.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us who are trying to understand this item are questioning whether we need the navigation services. I think this is an investment in brick and mortar for a population that moves around, and it's not totally obvious to me that brick and mortar is the answer. I'm hearing you think we need more services, and the mobile is working right now, and you'll explore this, but I'm not hearing you say this is like absolutely the way we should be moving forward.
Sure. I just do not have data that can speak specifically to that, because that's not anything that we've been engaged with until recently when this item was being pulled up as far as brick and mortar site expansion.
So thank you. So City Manager, I'm assuming that if there's this kind of direction, if you're going and exploring this and it doesn't make sense, that you're going to come back and tell us that it doesn't make sense. And Councilmember Alter, is that also?
Absolutely. Like I said, this starts the process, right? They're going to go and have not only I try to identify where this is best fit, as Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, right? Citing this location is going to be an open question, and we're going to have to find an area, as Councilmember Kelly, I know, has similar service in her district, that if there are areas you can put it that are don't have the impact on a neighborhood. But this is just starting that process. Once we have that will still come before us, and we will still have to vote on that, and the manager can tell us along the way if this is not, if there are things that need to be adjusted. But this just kickstarts that process so that it will eventually come back to us for future consideration, where we can discuss many of these concerns. It's just a matter of starting this, because when we tried to do this before, the question from the real estate office was, well, either where's the money or where's the instruction to do so? And so this is this is that gap in making this process move forward.
Okay. With the budget, I haven't had the time to review this in the way that I would feel most comfortable, so I'm going to abstain. The language is a little bit more prescriptive than what we just discussed, but I'm going to assume that's the way that we discussed. But for now, I'm going to abstain. I appreciate the need and the impetus for this.
Any further discussion? All right, then the motion has been made and seconded. Yeah, I didn't write it down. I usually do, so, huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was seconded by
what's his
Councilmember
name?
Velasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez, yeah. Sorry, I usually write that down. So the motion is made by Councilmember Ryan Alter, seconded by Councilmember Velasquez to approve item number 30. I'm going to show Councilmember Allison Alter, Councilmember Ellis, and the Mayor Pro Tem abstaining on item number 30. With those caveats, without objection, item number 30 is adopted. Members, that concludes voting on all items.